everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, and I have got these two beautiful books in front of me, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady and The Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. So these books are quite sought after in the world of junk journals. Many of us love making Edith Holden junk journals out of these beautiful books. To make covers, to make pages, and to make beautiful ephemera, journal cards, tags, all that kind of thing, and also wonderful for collage. So I have done separate flip-throughs of both of these books on my channel, but I thought it might be helpful to do a flip-through of them together in the one video, in case you're wondering, which one do I get? Do I get both? Or that kind of thing. I would definitely say get both. They are both very, very beautiful. We'll first of all do a flip through of the Country Diaries. So the first thing you might be wondering is, what's the difference between them? Are they the same? So they are different. And yeah, that's why I recommend, getting both. What I love especially though about the Country Diary book is that it has this really cool sort of handwritten font to it. Whereas the other book, it has some of that font, but a lot of the other book has just the standard type of, computer font. So this, I love that, and I'll just give you a little comparison here quickly before I do a full flip through of this one later on. But you can see here, it's got more of the computer type of font, but still got beautiful, beautiful images, illustrations, and I do really like the poetry font, whatever that is. It's a bit more curly, and there is some handwriting font throughout as well, especially when it's on the pages with the illustrations. But yeah, you can see that as I do flip throughs through both of these, the illustrations are different. Some of them are, quite similar, some of them overlap, but for the most part, they're different books. They are different books, but I love that they are laid out by the month. So, January, February, March in order. So I have made some monthly journals out of these in the past. And I've made seasons journals out of these, so these books really lend themselves to that. So I made quite a few autumn journals, for example, and of course spring, summer, winter. I did a whole seasons collection one time, but I love also making woodland journals out of these, bird journals, botanical journals, nature journals. So if you like any of that, then these books are wonderful. Now these two books that I'm sharing in this video, I am keeping, so I just love them and I like just looking through them for inspiration. I actually used these books to do some sketching recently. I'm taking this course by Louis Rossignol called Sketchbooking. So it's more drawing based, which is a bit out of my comfort zone. And one of the exercises that he got us to do was to draw from a reference, sort of organic or scientific drawings. So some examples are like human anatomy or bird structure, that kind of thing. So I was like, what would I want to draw? Because he was saying choose something that you are passionate about, and I was like, flowers. I love flowers. I would love to be able to draw flowers like Edith Holden or paint flowers like Edith Holden, but I did dabble in that a bit last year. I was really loving watercolor last year, and attempted to do flowers, but yeah, I this time for the sketchbooking course just used a black pen to draw some flowers. And yeah, it was quite fun. They don't really look exactly like these beautiful Edith Holden pictures, but it was great. This is one of the pages that I tried to draw with that beautiful pink floral. But you can see here where there's this handwriting type of font. I also like using that to sort of decorate tags and journal cards, so it almost looks like a specimen card. So the font for this even if there's like the littlest piece of scrap, if it has a bit of font on it, the font is just so beautiful that I save it, because I can use that in collage. And I love using it for my own journal pages as well. Look at that. Isn't that just absolutely stunning? Look at these beautiful pictures. So these books have a lot of pages in them, which is great. It's one of the things that I'm looking for when I look for books for junk journals, is how many pages does it have? Because, I always like getting things in bulk whenever I do my supplies. Whenever I buy supplies, I want to buy in bulk, and whenever I make handmade embellishments or ephemera, I make them in bulk. So when it comes to my books, same thing. I'm looking for books that have a lot of pages. So I'm glad to say that these Edith Holden books do have a lot of pages, and so good that they cover, the entire year. And see here, you can see more of like the autumn pages. Being in Australia, the seasons are opposite, but that's okay. It's still really cool looking through here and seeing all of the gorgeous illustrations. Look at that font. So beautiful. So yeah, when it comes to if I have a preference, if I have a favorite, I would maybe choose this one because of the font. I really love it. But I might choose the other one because the other one also has some stunning illustrations, and I'm not sure which ones I prefer. Maybe the slight edge goes to Nature Notes. So Nature Notes for me might just have a few more of my favourite illustrations in there, but honestly, this book, it would be a very, very close second with the illustrations. So beautiful. Because I'm not really keen on the just leaf designs or the autumn designs, to be honest. I like more of the spring, colourful florals. I'm not really into the warm colour spectrum, reds, oranges, yellows. I love your pinks, your purples, and your blues when it comes to florals. Okay, so doing a flip through this one. I love the cover months, where it's like a full page spread. They're just stunning. Look at that. Look at those covers. And I love the blue eggs. So sweet. So yeah, these flowers, I don't know, I feel like they're slightly more delicate or something, which I love. I love this page with the violets. That's so sweet, so beautiful. Yeah, and I tend to prefer more of like the delicate, fine illustrations rather than like bold and big. And I tend to be the same with anything like jewelry. I'd rather fine, detailed, thin jewelry rather than chunky, clunky jewelry. So I guess I'm the same when it comes to like illustrations. Look at that one. That's one of my favourite pages there. And I did attempt to draw this page here in the sketchbooking class exercise. And I love especially these double page spreads. They are absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I tried drawing that one too with the daisies. I think they're daisies, I'm not quite sure. But I am definitely keeping these two. Like I said, I use them for reference books, for inspiration. I would love to publish a book like this. I love the idea of going through a whole year and keeping a diary of the year. For me, I wouldn't draw flowers or nature, but I would want to do something creative each day of the year, or regularly through the year, and then compile it into the diary of the Willow Princess or something. Whatever it is for me, the Willow Princess diary, because no, I'm not from the country, the beach diary of the Willow Princess. A bit of two worlds meeting, because I came from Melbourne, of trees and green hills, and I moved to Queensland 10 years ago to the beaches and the ocean. So I like combining those two things. I love, where I grew up in the forest, in the bush, but I do also love the sparkling ocean. Anyway, so one day I would love to create something like this inspired by this diary. I just love diaries, just in general. I love seeing people's diaries and published diaries as books. I find those books just to be the most inspiring. I love these birds too. They're so pretty, so pretty. And often a lot of these animals, we don't get in Australia, and some of these flowers we don't get in Australia. So lovely to see in these books. So yeah, I get these from eBay. Because living in a small country town, I rely heavily on internet online shopping, but I have occasionally found these in vintage shops or secondhand bookshops when I've been in Melbourne. So I hope that was helpful, and let me know if you have a favourite book, or if you're like me, you love them both. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Special thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in December. If you would like to support me in the month of January, I would be so ever grateful. Becoming a patron gets you access to extra videos, including my monthly journal series where I make a journal from start to finish each month. The Ruby tier gets you access to every single digital kit from my Etsy, as well as a new kit each month. And there's different tiers. There's some mail tiers and a journal tier as well, so feel free to check those out. If you'd like to take any of my courses, those are down below in the description box as well, and all the links and places to find me are down there too.